It never ends. I just thought I would share a few thoughts about my own personal journey with digitalization, which is really about the power of people networks and technology. I started in this area early in the 1990s out of pure self-interest. I wanted to have an MBA program in a small community called Timmins, which was 4 hours away from the nearest university in Northern Ontario. And at the time, the university said to me, we will not do it unless you have a way that we can eliminate the travel for the professors and you can bring us a full class of students. So we went into this journey to find out how we could do this through video conference systems that we were paying $80,000 per end to install. Today we're doing this for free through Skype. So things have changed quite a bit over a period of time. And this video conference system, the only way we could afford it was by working together. And so Northern College at the time linked 3 of their communities to do some e-learning. The Timmins District Hospital linked with the Ottawa Heart Institute to do some distance medical support. And I got my MBA program, so I was pretty happy. But it was fraught with all kinds of issues, and I think these are the kinds of issues that we're all going to face going back home and thinking about what our place will be in moving the digitalization forward. For example, the doctors wanted to do the online consultation, but there was no way to pay them. So all the fees were controlled by the Ontario Medical Association, and they thought that their pot was too small to further subdivide it for online health. So, you know, they were not willing to do anything. We had to go back to government and look for some funding to help us do some pilots projects just so that we could demonstrate some proof of concepts and move the thing along. Similarly, in the online learning environment, you had to convince professors, there was unions to contend with, there's all kinds of issues. But, you know, regardless, there's a group of leaders in the communities that were willing to work together to break down some of those silos and those barriers and move things forward. And today there's an awful lot more happening on digitalization in Northern Ontario because of these groups of leaders working together. Later on, I met John Young and his team at the Intelligent Community Forum. They asked me if I would help them draft some criteria to evaluate intelligent communities. So for the next 12 years, I was able to provide some judging on their behalf. And I met Sylvie at the time, Sylvie was working for Issy-les-Moulineaux, and they had been doing some absolutely fantastic things that we had never heard of, like paying parking through your cell phone, or having kindergarten. You're able to see children in the kindergarten so parents could keep some kind of connection. Wi-Fi in the park for farmers. I mean, it was just unheard of, the kinds of things that were being done in BC. And get this, they had 2 times more jobs than residents. Full fact. How many of us would love to have that kind of problem, right? So there is amazing capabilities, you know, if you dare to dream and you dare to work together and achieve some feats that seem to be impossible. In the late 1990s, I opened my own management consulting firm, and there we helped communities that didn't have broadband to install fiber rings by co-building together. And payback was less than 2 years. You know, so municipalities got together with schools and so forth, pooled their budgets, and they were able to build something that gave them bandwidth that was more than 10 times what they had before. So that was another wonderful examples of the kinds of things that you achieve when you work together. I think that there's a lot that can be done coming out of this forum, and I really hope, so does Sylvie and Sébastien, that we move it beyond discussion to more action. So I'm hoping that there'll be a group here that post-forum will want to continue this discussion. So Carter Cousineau, who's been quite critical in helping us organize here in Canada, will take the business cards or the contacts of people who are willing to continue the discussion to see how we can make something greater going forward post-forum. Thank you very much for listening and for being here. We really appreciate all of your little gray sounds, as Hercule Poirot said. Thank you.